Devin Booker of the New Look Suns was asked a question recently, I think it was yesterday, about the Suns. Of course, Kevin Durant will be back with them next week. They had their first full practice yesterday. Supposedly, reportedly, little hints that the reporters dropped is that they look phenomenal, and everybody's excited about having Durant there. So Devin Booker was asked, Rob, are the Suns a super team? And he had a witty answer. Did you hear his answer, Rob?
No, I did not. Let me hear it.
His answer, we don't have the sound, but his answer was no. We only got one All-Star, Kevin Durant. And this year they did only have one All-Star.
That's a good answer.
Right?
Yes. But they're not a super team. Booker was drafted there. They traded, gave up other pieces for Chris Paul, and they traded for Kevin Durant. They're not a super team to me.
That's obviously your definition of a super team is stars coming together of their own
100%,
like almost being mercenaries,
right?
But you do call Golden State a super team when they had Kevin Durant.
Yeah, because they had already started, and he came there. They didn't give up anything to get Kevin Durant. I think that's the big thing, Chris. They didn't give up. If they had to trade 2 or 3 big pieces to get Kevin Durant, I don't think I look at it the same way. But they got him added on to a team that was already won a championship.
They already a champion,
right?
Technically, the Heat did trade for LeBron. Technically,
you know what I'm saying.
No, look, it all depends, Rob.
That's just how I look
definition.
at it. Yeah.
No, I hear you. It all depends on what your definition of a super team is. If we judge if the definition is what LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh did in Miami back in 2010, this is not that. Or even, like you said, Kevin Durant joining a team that had already won a championship and won 73 games. This is not that. But is that did you consider Brooklyn a super team, Rob?
No.
Okay. Because now, they don't have 3 bona fide, although I wouldn't call Chris Bosh a superstar. Chris Bosh was a star.
Yeah, but he was a star on one of the teams.
Legit star, but not a superstar. But I would say, here's what I'll say about it. Because I do, if you want to haggle over what's the definition, do they meet that definition? I may give you that they don't. But I think of them as a super team, Rob. Because Chris Paul, now granted, not in his prime, but still a good player. Not, a top point guard at this point, but still a very good player. 14 points, 8 assists a game. You could do a lot worse than that. He's still one of the league leaders in assists. Devin Booker, a bona fide star. Now, again, you can haggle over, is he a superstar? He's a legitimate perennial all-star and basically a perennial all-NBA guy. And Chris is actually averaging 9 assists a game. Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton, not a star. I'll give you that. But darn close. 19 points, 10 rebounds a game. Don't have to run plays for him. One of the better centers in the league. The best centers in the league are Embiid and Jokic. If you count Anthony Davis, obviously he's one of the best. But then after that, Ayton's right there. So he's arguably a top 5 center in the league. And Rob, it's a team that won 64 games last year. It was a team that looked like it was headed to a championship last year and then essentially choked in the second round of the playoffs. And Rob, 2 years ago, looked like they were headed to a championship, up 2-0 in the finals. And I don't know that they choked because Milwaukee may have just been a better team. But you're up 2-0, it's looking great, and then you just you give up the ghost. So I just and also here's the last point about this, Rob. Look at the NBA today. There isn't a team that has more than 2 stars. Boston's got Tatum and Brown. After that, Philly's got Harden, who's a bit older, and Embiid. Then you got to go to Chris Middleton, he's hurt. Drew Holiday, okay, star, I guess. But, in Giannis. Denver's got 1 star. Memphis has 1 star. Sacramento, I like DeMontis Sabonis. I like De'Aaron Fox. Are they stars yet? I know they made the All-Star game, but are they stars yet? Little iffy. Those are the top 3 seeds in the West. Golden State's all banged up. The Lakers got 2 stars, but they're banged up. The Clippers have 2 stars. Dallas, 2 stars. Minnesota, we don't even need to talk about them. Everybody else, Portland, 1 star. Like, they've got. I think when if you really want to just talk, obviously Durant and Booker stars. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton together, because Chris Paul certainly was a star, a superstar, and Ayton is close. They got 3 stars as far as I'm concerned. And so I hear you, Rob. If you want to break me down on an absolute definition, they probably don't meet that. But I do think of them as a super team.
I just don't. I think it's the way it's assembled. And when teams make trades and you have to give up to get, that's what makes it different.
But they didn't give up any stars.
They still had to give up. They had to give up other pieces.
Role players.
Yeah, I don't look at them as a super team. Like, they were good last year. They didn't. They wet the bed. They still have it. I don't look at Chris Paul the same way. Maybe I'm being naive. I don't.
Well, he's not. He's not.
Yeah,
the same.
I don't look at it the same way.
Not,
but if this was 3 years ago, then maybe it would be different. But I don't look at it that way. I don't feel like, oh my God, look at this team. There's no way they can't win. I don't have that feeling. Do I think they have a chance to win? Right, but I
think they're the best team in the West on paper.
Right,
Would you
but
agree with that?
Yeah, but I don't think that is automatic.
Well, it's never automatic.
No, but you had a sense that
even the Heat only won 2 out of 4.
Right. I don't have that feel about them. I don't consider them a super team.
All right, let's throw it out to the listeners.
Let's kick it off with Dwight in San Antonio. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Dwight?
Hey, good evening, fellas. Hey, I love the Odd Couple. I listen to you guys every single night.
Thank you, Dwight.
You, brother.
Yes, we appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. Hey, but listen, fellas, when y'all talk about super teams, y'all never mention that Celtic team that brought over Ray Allen and KG. I mean, they got both of them guys in the same summer. Now, I know they drafted Paul Pierce.
No, but those were trades, though.
See, Rob and I have different definitions. I agree with you. I think that was a super team. I think Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Bird, Mikael Parrish in the 80s, I think those were super teams too.
Exactly. And if you remember, those were 2 of the top 10 players in the league at that time. That's why LeBron had to go to Miami to team up with D-Wade, because he wasn't going to beat that team if he stayed in Cleveland, man. Now, I applaud him for going back to get a ring, but you weren't going to match up good with that super team Boston had. And as far as the Suns right now, I agree with Rob. I don't think that's a super team, because again, they gave up a lot of assets to bring in KG. KG.
But I hear you. But they did get to keep all of their, like, they kept their core together. And I get it, Mikal Bridges. We talked with Kerry Kittles yesterday, Rob. He may become a star.
Right. Thanks for the call, Dwight.
They didn't have to break up their core. And that's, that's a benefit when you get a guy like Kevin Durant.
All right, let's go to Joe in Boise. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Joe?
Guys, thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I got to give you a really quick compliment, really quick, man. I listened to you guys through COVID and then the whole George Floyd thing, and man, you guys did such a good job on that. So I just want to that was awesome that whole time. And
thank you.
We kind of lost Fox Sports in Boise for like 6 months, but I traveled to LA for work, so I would listen to you, and then we finally got you back in Boise. So it's just awesome to have you back, and I really love what you guys do. And
thank you. Well, we're on the iHeartRadio app.
That's
too,
right. So you always remember that,
even if you're not local. Yeah.
I'm old school with the kids taking around, But hey, the super team thing, I don't think they have time to form a super team. And the tragedy of this whole thing is that Kevin Durant was on a super team in San Francisco with the Warriors. So I was so disappointed that I don't know if there was some selfishness or what was going on there, but he took off. But that could have been a beautiful thing, man. We could have had like 7, 8 titles if he would have stayed, but I don't know. He's past it now, and it's just like, oh, what are we trying to? He had it. We had the super team. So
I definitely had it. I
Great.
also think, Rob, even if you don't
Thanks for the
consider
call.
Durant and Kyrie a super team, I definitely consider Durant, Kyrie, and Harden a super team.
Yeah, okay. Maybe with them, but I said the other two I didn't think. Yeah, once they added him, you're probably right. Raphael in Cincinnati, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Raphael?
What's going on, cats? I do not have the Phoenix Suns with Durant coming in as a super team. I have them as a good team. Durant coming to a team can only make you better. I think the issue is going to be this next 20 games or whenever Durant comes back. It's going to be a sprint, playoff seedings, and then the games get a little bit more intense. And then going into the playoffs, my concern is CP3, because when he kind of ran out of gas against Giannis and them, and I think that for him up top and guarding some of the other younger point guards, I think it may be a detriment to the team for them. Of course, Durant and Book will have to pick up the pace on defense, but they will be able to score. But the defense part in the playoffs is going to be key. And I really think if they match up against the Clippers, they're not going to beat them in a 7-game series, because I think the Clippers with Terrence Mann up top, I think Westbrook is going to be coming for blood, and Kawhi is extremely healthy now. He looks great. And Norman Powell and them with the second unit. I think the Clippers, they're my dark horse coming out of the West, and I think the Joker now.
All right. Appreciate that, Raphael. Thank you so much. Leo in NYC, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What up, Leo?
How's it going, guys?
How you?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Four words for you, Rob. Yes way, yes how.
Yes way, yes how. Okay.
This is definitely a super team. It doesn't matter how you acquire the talent. What are you left with on your team once you get him? If this Sun team is not a super team, then the Warriors were not a super team. Because at the end, when they got KD, they lost the depth of their bench because of salary.
No,
so
but they already won a championship, and then they got arguably one of the 2 or 3 best players in the league. I think that's totally different. The Suns haven't won jack. I'm sorry. Even with those 3 guys, I don't look at them that way.
But you have 3 guys that are superstars on their own right, and you have DeAndre Ayton, who's a rising star.
I don't know if Chris Paul's still a superstar. I know he might have been. He ain't no superstar.
Yeah, he's obviously not in his prime, but he's still
38 years old.
A very good point guard.
I'm not saying that, right? But I'm just saying.
All right. Thank you for the call. We appreciate that.